Considering I grew up idolizing Sabrina the Teenage Witch and I have the logo tattooed to me, I cannot really say anything bad about Melissa Joan Hart. I just need to say that now so you know that there might be a little bias with my review here. However, I don't think that that's that important because I do think Holiday in Handcuffs is a good film. Is it the best Christmas film ever? No. Is it without fault? Not at all. But if you're looking for a fun, relaxing, slightly goofy Christmas film with a decent cast, this is definitely one to go for. So there won't be any spoilers in this discussion. This was released in 2007. I saw it for the first time a couple of years ago. And it's directed by Ron Underwood and written by Sarah Ensley, or perhaps Sarah Ensley, and stars, of course, Melissa Joan Hart and Mario Lopez, two very prominent 90s kids show actors. And Melissa plays this character called Trudy, and she's going home for the holidays with her parents, and she's single, and like a lot of Christmas films, parents are nipping at their children's heads to get married and have kids, and it's a good topic around the Christmas dinner table. She works as a waitress, and she decides to kidnap one of the customers, a very good-looking, handsome young man, I guess, Mario Lopez, of course, to kidnap him and bring him home and pretend that he is her boyfriend. But how could that possibly work? Well, with great difficulty. Obviously, as you can imagine, once David, played by Mario Lopez, realizes he's been kidnapped, obviously his reaction is, "What the heck are you doing?" I don't think he kicked up enough fuss as he should have done, because even though Trudy is a young, pretty, seemingly harmless female, they can be, women can be just as bad as a man. And if it was the other way on, and a man capturing a woman, kidnapping a woman, she would, we'd lose our mind. We'd be terrified. He doesn't really seem to show that, so I think that was a little bit unbelievable. But once she actually explains to David what she's done and why she's done it, I feel like that's when it gets a little bit more interesting, because David has no choice but to go along with this for various reasons. And a lot of it is, you're very cliche pretending to be boyfriend, girlfriend. Will they answer all the questions correctly? And it leads to some amusing situations. And for me, the big question was, how is this going to resolve itself? And I'll say it's a little bit predictable. Not overly predictable. It doesn't follow a complete path, but it does work really well. As I said, it's not the best Christmas film ever, but the narrative is quite unique. I personally haven't seen a Christmas film that involves this level of kidnap. The characters are likable. As I said, at certain times their actions are a little bit unbelievable, but if you can suspend disbelief on that count, then I think you will probably enjoy the film. There is a lot of Christmas in it. It's a very Christmassy Christmas film, which is, one of the things on my checklist when looking for a Christmas film. It sounds obvious, but there are a lot of films that are marketed as Christmas films, and there's not a Christmas tree or a present in sight. But this is actually a very nice Christmas film. Despite the kidnapping, it's quite a relaxing film. The characters are all likable in their own ways, and we have some great dialogue between them. I have no problems. This is not the best Christmas film ever. I would not recommend it as the first Christmas film to watch this year. But if you're looking for a film that you haven't seen, because I always like to watch new Christmas films every year, if you're looking for a new one to watch, I'd say this is a good one to go for. It's goofy, it's silly, but it's good fun, and I think you'll enjoy it. If you do see it, let me know what you think of it. Always happy to hear recommendations for other Christmas films. I think Holiday in Handcuffs is a pretty good way to spend an afternoon.